So this is the official exam guide that we got from Databricks website directly. What Databricks says is that you'll be typically having 45 multiple choice questions in this certification exam, for which you typically get not more than 90 minutes. In more simple terms, per question, you will get 2 minutes. But what exactly are these 45 questions? What are the contents of these 45 questions? Let's talk about that. So these 45 questions are typically outlined into 6 sections. The very first one, as we call it, Databricks Lakehouse platform, we will see what Lakehouse is in a week of time. But we will first introduce ourselves to Databricks platform. What is it? How to use it? So on and so forth. The most important part of it, writing Databricks transformation code, because that's the core of what we as data engineers do. Creating a lot of transformation jobs using Databricks and Apache Spark. Then there is something called as Delta Lake. This is also part and parcel of why we call Databricks as Lakehouse platform or Lakehouse architecture. One of the most important components and the crucial storage layer that many organizations have started to adapt these days. The Delta Lake, what exactly is it? Then there is an aspect called Delta Live Tables, also part and parcel of how do you build or deal with streaming data and batch data using Databricks. How do you orchestrate all the things that we have discussed up until now in the format of workflows? And finally, we will be closing with something called as data governance using Unity Catalog, which is also part of our Databricks. So what we have also done is that we prepared a detailed and exhaustive list of resources other than what we typically do as a part of this 1 hour discussion. So this will act as a single point of reference for all the references, all the certification needs that you can, that you might need, and that will aid you as a part of your journey. So this is that exhaustive list of references. And all those 6 sections that we have just seen, those divided these references under those 6 sections, such that as and when we complete a specific section, you can actually go back and start looking at these references. Now, these references primarily consist of Databricks documentation, and that is something we ourselves should be very clear of, because unless until we are clear on what exactly is part of this documentation, it becomes difficult for us to take the certificates. So I created this index sheet for us to go back and look at some of these documentations blogs, which are part of Databricks official website, and I classified them under various sections. And I also mentioned that what would be the typical number of questions you might be facing under each section. For example, Lakehouse platform, you'll get 11 out of 45 questions. ETL, you'll get 13 out of 45 questions. Delta Lake, you get 9 out of 45 questions. And as you go towards the very end, you'll get a lesser number of questions, but these are still equally important for us as data engineers to understand. So that's a very high-level introduction to the certification, the larger goal that we collectively have together towards the end of 6th week.